TF2, or as I call it, the silly hack game, is the most fun I've ever had playing an online multiplayer game. It's the best team-based shooter, and the best thing about it is that it's free. Or is it? Because in some ways, TF2 is the game that really abuses the free-to-play player and makes the game less enjoyable if you don't buy it. Now, am I affected by this?
No.
But why not discuss it? I think free-to-play players are a big part of TF2's charm in some way. Just like how killbinds are part of the game's charm and culture. So let's talk about this, because I'm incredibly bored and I need something to upload this month. Oh, I guess I have to talk about that now. Okay, if you don't want to hear this, skip to the timestamp on the screen, but I now have a Twitch channel. I'll probably stream about once a week and stream literally anything you want me to. So you have a game that you would want me to stream, let me know in the comments. I'll do anything that is not Pokemon or Mobile Blast. But anyway, let's get into the actual video. TF2 went free-to-play in 2011 with the Uber update that released that year. Before this, the game was bundled in with the Orange Box along with Portal, Half-Life 2, and the
Half-Life 2 Episode 3. Thank you.
Duology of episodes, yeah, duology. That's what I was looking for. Of course, some of the community had mixed opinions about this. Some of the players thought this was a good thing because it expanded TF2's accessibility, while others were sort of pissed that they couldn't join their favorite community servers anymore. Because remember, this was a time before quick play and matchmaking. Ugh. And this is one of my first points about how these players are treated. Well, sure, most of the players in the community welcomes them, but the other side doesn't really like them for being, well, new. Now sure, other games have this problem, but games like TF2 and CSGO have a vote kick system, which is a tool that you could abuse to get rid of them. This gets even worse in the modern day due to the bot crisis, but that's a video for a whole nother day. But also, while I was playing TF2 on a free-to-play account for this video, I found that modern day TF2 free-to-plays experience TF2 in the most pure way possible. No cool unusual hats or just hats in general, no kill streak or strange weapons, and worst of all, no funny taunts. Most of the things in a free-to-play's backpack are stuff from the RAM drop system, the occasional Christmas stocking, and, of course, a Scream Fortress reward item. But let me ask you guys something. When was the last time you heard a free-to-play talk in a Valve official server? June 16th, 2020 came with the TF2 update. Of course, this was mainly just a housekeeping update, fixed some bugs, added a JPEG of Naked Pauling, just the average TF2 maintenance update. But there was one change that affected TF2 massively. In the notes, there was a change that stated restricted certain new accounts from accessing chat in official matchmaking modes. Now this was an obvious attempt to combat the botting problem that was happening around this time, and sort of still is happening. But like I said earlier, that could easily be its own video entirely, so I won't really dive that much into it. Anyway, this, along with a patch that released on July 3rd that same year, basically made free-to-players have the same speaking capabilities as Gordon Freeman. Now this wasn't a terrible idea. Community servers at the time were starting to be embraced due to the bot problem, and these servers had the ability to talk in there for premium players or non-premium players. But if you wanted to play TF2 the way Valve intended, but you still wanted to talk and you didn't want to join a community server with a bunch of plugins, you simply couldn't and you had to buy premium. And the worst part is that even voice commands like alerting your team there's a spy nearby or even calling a medic were just not available anymore. Some people would argue this would make TF2 pay to win, but that's honestly a really debatable topic I do not want to go into. But still, removing a feature from players that have enjoyed it since 2011 is such a duct tape fix. I wish they would go back and revert this in some way, and just add a better anti-cheat. But these people barely even work on TF2 in the first place, so what gives? But this did very little, because as you probably know, the bots are still talking. Now you might think these are free-to-plays with a workaround, but they're just simply not. These are premium accounts being used for cheating purposes. So this change did more harm than good to me. Remember, this isn't just cheaters being affected, it's also that Gibbous Pootis on your Valve server as well that can't talk anymore. Oh, and by the way, if you make bots for this game, I hope to God the only game you could ever play in your life after that is Hunt Down the Freeman. Yeah, that's right, you think about that one for a minute. Now, why hasn't this been reverted? I mean, if it doesn't work, why keep it, right? Well, there's two reasons why I think it's not reverted. First, while it's not super effective, it does still prevent free-to-play bots from spamming racial slurs or something in the chat, because they think they're funny, but they're really not. And two, it's just simply money. I mean, if you force free-to-plays to upgrade to premium, that would give Valve more money. I really hope this isn't the case, because that would be really scummy, but hey, Valve is either the best AAA company, or... So I don't know if that's the case, because Valve barely even works on TF2 in the first place, so we'll probably never get an actual answer for it, but we could speculate, and I bet people are just going to assume it's mine. And yeah, that's the current state of free-to-play players. They have to deal with players vote kicking them because their team thinks they're a bot, they can't have much player interaction. It's like they live in North. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoy watching videos about games running the Source engine, consider subscribing. You hopefully will not regret it. Anyway, see you guys next month. Bye!